tired of it. They don't have to agree with me. They can vote any way they please. If I and Mr. Franklin cannot, through our ability, convince them of the proper way to do it, that's our fault. But don't come back to me with some goofy allegation that I or someone else in the city did something illegal, immoral, unlawful, or unethical, unless you can really back it up, because it's getting tiresome. And I'm not going to devolve into name calling, but I think you all can pretty much figure out who this is on your own. So I want to tell you that I and Mr. Franklin are getting a little tired of it. I probably was getting tired of it before he did, because I had 2 years ahead of him. But please do everything you can, whether you want to do it through a letter to the newspaper, whether you want to go on an internet site, or whether you want to come to council. That would be good. And just stand there as a group and say, enough's enough, we want the hell out of it, for you to fix it, and fix it correctly. And I think with enough of you showing up, or enough of you making a lot of noise, they will do that. And I want to say that as far as I'm concerned, there are a lot of lawyers in this county, more than we probably really need. But, and Mr. Franklin, you got the very best working for you every day of the week. And particularly you ought to thank him. When he gets that call at 3 o'clock in the morning from the police chief who says, we need a search warrant, which means he gets to put his clothes on and drive down to the office and type it up. But what's really important is that you take the time to thank him for what he's doing, and take the time to stand behind him, because you got the very best, and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you. One of the reasons that we are here today is because the Ashtabula Citizens for Progress did not really appreciate what happened at the last council meeting and the action that is being attempted to be made against Mr. Franklin. The Ashtabula Citizens for Progress also does some other efforts that we are working on, and right now Tina Staszewski is going to mention a few of the things that we are working on, right along with making Ashtabula move forward.
There are seats up front. It's not church. Please come forward. None of us bite, I promise, or we won't at least bite hard. Ashtabula Citizens for Progress, it appears that we're a political group, because this has been the first thing that we've taken on, but we're not. We're not Republicans, we're not independents, we're not Democrats, we're all of them. We're for everybody, we're for progress. Some of the things that we have mentioned in our meetings are neighborhood watches. We know that there are some in existence in the community, but we want more. We want to have a drug-free city so that kids especially can prosper. We want to support candidates who want to run for office and move the city forward. We want to work with Alicia and Tony and Mike to make this a business-friendly community so that we have those businesses coming in instead of those businesses leaving. Since I've been, surprised that I was going to do this, did I cover everything, Mr. Bucci? Okay, thank you. I'm now going to invite Mr. Franklin to come up, because he's really the person that you're here to hear from.
Tony does.
I guess it does. It's very unusual for me to be in front of a group of people who are saying positive things about me. At least it's not been an experience I've had much with recently. I want to say first and foremost that I am thankful and I'm humbled at this showing of support. I appreciate all of you being here. you know, my wife will be handing out the checks downstairs. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being willing to come forward and say that you want me to keep on keeping on, because let me make one thing very clear, that's exactly what I intend to do. I will not be resigning. If Mr. Simon wants his office back, he's going to have to take it from him. It's just that simple. It seems to me at times that we are in about month 20 of the world's longest election campaign. I thought it was over last November. I had a meeting with my predecessor who assured me it was over, and it has been anything else but. Like Tony, I'm not going to do name calling, but I am going to say, as you are all aware, that the reason that I'm facing the things I'm facing is not because I'm doing the job or I'm not doing the job. It's because I have the job and somebody else wants the job. And a whole group has organized or has been organized or been drafted into assisting in an effort to put someone else in the job. And that I'm going to resist for as long as may be. I didn't come to the city solicitor's office on a whim, but it's not a lifelong ambition. Quite frankly, I got to know Mr. Cantagallo through my work as a real estate attorney at that point in my career. And we became friends, and we spoke, and we found that we had some views very much in common about the city and its needs and its difficulties. And there came a time when he suggested to me, he was not alone, but he suggested to me that he needed the assistance of myself and other people who were willing to put the city first, who were not going to view public office as an end in and of itself, but as a means to an end, and that end had to be the improvement of the quality of life in this community. And after a lot of discussion and a lot of soul searching, I decided to run for the office. We ran, I think, a very honest, I think a very professional campaign. We told the truth. And I was fortunate enough to be elected. I began my duties just about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, and found immediately that I was faced with a difficulty in that the existing assistant was leaving, taking a lot of accumulated benefits with her, and I was being told that there would be insufficient funds in my salary code for me to replace her right away. So I accepted that, and I got to work, and I think my family can verify it was a lot of hard work. I started my day very early. I brought home files every night and read them. I did get up in the middle of the night and do the search warrants because there was no one else to do them. And I managed to keep up in the municipal court and even chip away a little bit at a large backlog of cases that I inherited. But while I was doing that, folks, the business of the city was languishing. The city manager and the departments were frustrated because I was not available to do the work that the city solicitor normally does. I couldn't assist with directives and opinions or even guidance. Saved a lot of money. The city saved a lot of money. We saved so much money, as a matter of fact, that we were able to contribute from our salary code recently some money toward solving the police department deficit. So we were incredibly fiscally responsible, but I don't think we were socially responsible. I don't think that we were civically responsible.